Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing very well. So in today's video I'm not going to be doing a New Year's resolution essentially, but it's basically goals that I want to set myself in 2021, but also promises that I'm keeping to myself, because we know 2020 was, we don't want to talk about it, it's fine, it's gone, and obviously 2021 is not looking just as positive, but if we can all keep some positivity in our day, and think about positiveness, then that's what we're here for. And in today's video I've written a list, like not the longest list but quite a long list of just goals and promises I want to keep to myself for this whole year. I'm going to be putting on my makeup because, as you can see, I haven't got any on and my face is dry. It's super sunny today, but it's super freaking cold. It's like 0 degrees or whatever, but that's just London because it's fluctuating. Anyway, so as I said, I'm going to be putting on a full face of makeup, and everything I use I will just mention in the description as per usual. So let's get on with it. So the first thing that I want to promise to myself is to look after my skin. So in case you haven't seen any of my videos, or if you're new here, I suffer from rosacea, which is a skin kind of condition. It's like a pigmentation of the skin where your blood vessels just don't want to travel very far. So all this red that you can see here is rosacea. It's something I've had for about 3 years now, and honestly it's been one of the most difficult things to kind of deal with because it's my face. Like when I was growing up I was very fortunate and I really had like no spots, even during like puberty and just like hormonal times. My spots were just not existent at all, and then I got to like 30 and then it hit me. So yeah, one thing, last year I got antibiotics which helped me so much, but my face has seemed to be taken a step backwards, I guess maybe because of the antibiotics. So it's quite difficult for me to kind of continuously say, oh, my skin's gonna be better, my skin's this and that, but I know that there's certain steps to take to make sure that it looks fine. Like obviously having a good skincare routine, obviously making sure that I do take off all my makeup when I apply makeup, but even if I'm not wearing makeup that day, just to make sure I cleanse and just make sure that I am staying hydrated. And I am constantly drinking water. Like I think I've drunk more water in the past kind of year than I have in most of my life, because we all fall into drinking fizzy drinks and drinking juices and this and that. Juices are fine, they're just very high in sugar, but when it comes to water, it's a standard. Like water's going to help so much, and especially when it comes to good products as well. Making sure that I find the right product. At the moment I am using simply like a cleanser face wash, which is really soothing and nice, and I like to use aloe vera for my skin because it's extremely soothing and calming. But I think for this year I just need to kind of understand a bit more what my triggers are, because a lot of the time I can be like, oh yeah, my skin's fine, and then I wake up and I have like 20 spots on my face. So I need to find out what my triggers are, and just making sure that I look after my skin, because hopefully one day, if it does clear up, I'll unfortunately be left with a lot of scars, because that's just what happens to your skin when it gets stretched, or if it gets kind of irritated. It's a long-lasting effect. So this is kind of going on to my next thing I want to promise myself, which is again quite difficult to talk about, because it's something that I don't talk about very often, but it's something that I do, that I need to kind of sort out. So one thing I want to do is stop picking my face, and really sorry if that kind of grosses people out, if it's quite disturbing, but it's an actual kind of condition that I feel that I'm going through. So because of my skin, obviously sorry, my voice is just breaking at this moment. I've obviously, because growing up I never had this amount of spots, and it was very kind of like a shocking thing for me. because I'm just like, I mean, obviously I had spots, but it wasn't the same, obviously, how it is now. And constantly I have this habit of just picking my spots and picking my face, and my face bleeds. And I know that it's not good for me. It's not a healthy thing at all, because when it's like my face is bleeding, okay, that's not good. But I know that if I stop, it will obviously prevent from future problems. So what I have done, which I'm going to be doing a video on it soon, I've self-referred myself again to talking therapies, which are essentially like a counselling therapy sessions that you can self-refer to via the NHS, and they're great. Like I said, I've done it twice before. I will be doing a video on it very soon. I'm just kind of writing up my notes on it, just making sure I get the relevant information out there for whoever is intrigued about it. I haven't had like a phone appointment yet, because I'm assuming that they're very well behind, but I don't know if the place that I go to deals with skin picking, so I will just talk to them, and hopefully they can be able to give me some guidance. I'll update you guys if you find it kind of helpful, because it does go, you know, unnoticed by a lot of people if it's something that you just are doing and not knowing that you're doing it. Like, I know I'm doing it, but then there's times when I catch myself doing it and I have to force myself to just put my hand down. There's so many things that I try and do to distract myself, like being on my phone, or if I'm playing a game, obviously I'm using my hands to do other things, so therefore it won't be on my face. And I know that it's not good, because it's very unhygienic to just constantly touch your face, especially during like COVID at the moment. So yeah, one thing that I'm promising myself is to try and calm down with my skin picking. So that's kind of a downer note. I'm sorry, but that's honestly just me being honest in how I'm doing and how like 2020 was for me. And one thing that I do want to like set myself goals and kind of do for myself is a lot of self-care. Because I work from home, I am kind of neglecting obviously what's outside, and not going for enough exercise and not going for enough walks. And if I ever go outside, it's because I'm going shopping. Honestly, it's just I'm going food shopping, and most of the time if I'm going to a certain place, I'm getting the bus there, because it's about 2 miles to go there. And I know for a lot of people 2 miles is nothing, but it's bloody freezing at like 5:30 in the evening when I finish work. So obviously I just want to get there and just come back and spend the rest of the evening with my husband, which is of course fair enough, but I know I am neglecting movement. I know I'm neglecting kind of just being active. And I did join the gym, but of course because of lockdown they're all closed. So I mean, that's been a major setback for me, which is no one's fault, but I know that there's stuff I can do at home. So yesterday I did kind of have a look on YouTube, what any good videos. That's the thing, there's so many videos out there that I don't know what will cater to me. So I think I need to just have a look at what's available and what will suit me. So slowly I'm getting there. I'm acknowledging I need to be more active, because that's just a given. I've always tried to be active, especially when I worked in retail. Like, you just try and you have to always be active. And now that I have like an office sit down job, and it's lockdown, I haven't been able to be as active as possible. So that's one thing I am doing. And my next goal is to lose more weight. So I was previously looking at over the past few days, I've been looking at old videos that I've done, and I know I've only been on YouTube for like a year, but a year, you know, you can change a lot in a year. I know I've changed a lot in a year. Like, even if it just doesn't come to my content, as in like me as a person, I know I've definitely grown a lot more confidence when it comes to my channel. But then I can also see that I have gained weight and I know that's probably because of not being as active and just constantly being at home. and not being able to do the same things that I used to do. So losing weight is definitely a big factor. Like I do that really stupid thing where I weigh myself and I'm kind of like, oh, I should be this amount, and I'm just way off. And it's okay to weigh yourself, but don't, like, from personal, this is me being personal, like, just don't expect it to be what you think it is. Obviously, if you know you've been working your ass off and you know that you've been constantly active and you're constantly doing the right things to lose weight, but don't be so hard on yourself if you haven't achieved what you wanted to achieve in a small amount of time. Like I'm trying to like cut down on the portion that we have in our meals, because it's so easy to just make food but then not realize how much food you're making, because you're like, oh, I have so much in the fridge, that's fine, I'll just like put it all in, without realizing that that's like a crazy amount of food that you're having on your plate, and you're just having to force yourself to finish it because you don't want it to go to waste, obviously. So losing weight has always been something that I have struggled with, especially when I was being super young. My body goes through like phases of being like quite large, and then I go through phases of being quite skinny. Like I go through a lot of my old Facebook pictures, which I do quite a lot. So when I was back in uni, I used to be much skinnier, but then that was 10 years ago. So that has been over 10 years. So that's a lot of stuff has happened in my life for me to, you know, fluctuate my weight, which is not an excuse, but it's still reasons as to why I haven't stayed the same weight. And it's difficult to stay the same weight when I'm constantly, oh god, my eyebrows are just a mess. I'm gonna clean that up in a second. And there's the alarm, of course. It wouldn't be one of my videos about an emergency. Not to me, but yeah, weight loss is very important to me, because I know I can do it, but doing it is just a so much more difficult step. But I know that I can, and that's one thing that I want to just do this year, is say to myself, I know I can do this. I know I shouldn't like I shouldn't hold myself back, and I shouldn't say, oh, I can't do this now, blah blah blah. Like, just do it. I'm gonna go off camera and clear this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's gone. So the next thing that I wanted to kind of promise myself this year is starting new activities. So of course, because of COVID, we're quite limited to what we can do. So even at home, you know, I am quite active on my PlayStation, quite active watching YouTube, doing my YouTube channel. But I feel like there's always something that's missing when it comes to doing activities. Like, I absolutely love knitting, but for some reason I haven't knitted in ages. Like, I have wool and I have the needles and I know how to knit. And the thing is, I know it would help me towards my skin picking, because it will keep me distracted from when I am thinking about, you know, just doing it, so keeping my hands busy. But for some reason I just haven't, so I feel like that I might have to start doing, like, probably from today, because, you know, it is 2021 now, so that's fine. But other activities, I feel like I watch so many people doing things at home, you know, starting up small businesses, doing exercises, doing that. I mean, obviously, like, this whole trend on TikTok is people starting their own small businesses, which is amazing. I have absolutely no idea what I would want to do if I would want to start my own business. Like, I barely have any time as it is to do things, to like try and relax and to try and enjoy my evening because I'm working full time. But starting a new activity is definitely important. I feel like maybe starting to draw a bit more. Like, I can't draw to save my life. I am so freaking bad. But I know that if I take my time to learn the skills, I could become a good drawer. I want to like learn my handwriting, because I know that sounds quite strange, but my handwriting is terrible, and I know that I have difficulties when it comes to writing and reading, so I probably have some kind of dyslexia because it really takes me a long time to read things. But I know that having an activity like reading, again, it's just something so simple. Like reading is just a given, like it's such a normal thing to do, but for some reason I just don't do it. Like I really enjoy comic books. Even when I used to work in a comic shop, I used to constantly pick stuff up and read them, and it would just help me be occupied and just help me like just do things and have an easier kind of day instead of just constantly watching TV, constantly playing my games, or even being on my phone. So that's another thing that I want to promise myself this year, is to not be on my phone as much. It's difficult because obviously I'm constantly on my social media to try and look for new people to follow and look for new places to follow and just be active and kind of get my channel out there, get people to see what I do, and just, you know, I'm not contacting people about my channel, but as in like following other YouTubers so they follow you back and just make another little community, which is quite cool. But I know that I'm on it like way too much. I'm on it when I shouldn't be, and it's just constantly like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, it's the first thing that you look at when you wake up, and it's true because you're looking at your notifications that you've gotten overnight. It might not be anything interesting, but for you it's kind of like, oh, someone's liked my picture, someone's liked my thing, and it's just a nice kind of start to the day when you should just be kind of waking up and starting your day essentially without having to think about, oh, what's this person up to, what's this person up to. So for me, social media is definitely something I'm going to try and cut back on. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right brush to choose for my look. So yeah, that's definitely something that I am going to be doing this year. I've got my notes here, so I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, my confidence. I'm trying to grow my confidence a lot more, especially when it comes to my channel, because I do, you know, in the beginning I felt like I was quite comfortable with making my channel and just kind of talking and, you know, saying the right thing, where I feel like I need to be a bit more confident when I talk on camera, because I watch so many people, obviously they've been doing it for years, so for them it's just like a normal given. But for me on my channel, I feel like I need to grow that confidence so I can hopefully get more followers and get more subscribers, and, you know, just not stay in the 90 position. Like I'm so close to 100, it's insane, and I'm so happy and I'm so thankful for everyone that has followed me, subscribed to me this year, even if a lot of them don't watch my channel, because a lot of people just followed me because they're my friends or they're just doing it as a kind courtesy, which I really appreciate. But obviously that happens to all YouTubers. It's not even just the small ones. They're gonna have like 1 million subscribers but only have like 1,000 people watch them. Like it's just a normal thing that happens. And I feel like if I gain more confidence in knowing that I will achieve, you know, a lot more followers, I'm hoping I am. I'm not just saying that like blindly, but I really hope that my confidence grows and that it shows in my channel. Yeah, a couple more things that I just want to just talk about. One of them is being happy in a job. I mean, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I know I'm very fortunate that especially 2020, 2021, a lot of people were made furloughed and, you know, fortunately don't have a job, and I have a job where I'm able to work at home and still help people. But there's just always something missing when it comes to me. Like I know I want to do a certain job, and when I start doing it, I'm not happy doing it. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I go through phases of wanting to do things. Like obviously the job that I do now is extremely rewarding. It's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm bored of helping people now, I'm done. Like this, that's not that's not how I am at all. I feel like for me, I know I want to work in charities. I know I want to help people, but what I want to do, what charity I want to work in, is just something I don't know if I've worked out. And everyone that I talk to, they just kind of like, look, people only start to know what they really want later on in life. And I know I'm only 33, and I'm not old at all. I know people make jokes like, oh, if you're over 20 you're old. Like, you're not old at all. You probably feel it. And obviously if you've got a younger audience or you have a younger friends to make you feel that, but you're not. You're just, you know, you've been on this earth longer than them. It's fine. But it's just about finding the right job for me. And I feel like I know that if I was working in places where when COVID hadn't struck, I know I probably would be a lot more comfortable in what I do. I'm just gonna put on my lips and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just put on my lips and I've just set my face down with setting spray because why not? But yes, the last thing that I want to mention for my goals and promises that I'm going to keep to myself in 2021 is to carry on with this channel. And I know that I'm constantly coming out with so many videos and they're not the best quality, or they're not the best lighting or makeup looks or whatever, but I just really feel passionate about doing this channel. Like, I absolutely love, you know, just filming, and I look forward to filming every time I do, because I love makeup and I love talking, in case you couldn't tell, and just kind of communicating with people who do comment on my videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It makes me smile. And yeah, just kind of carry on with learning new skills every day, because this makeup look, like, it's not amazing, it's not groundbreaking, and I'm not that kind of makeup person, but I will hopefully one day get better and it look better on me. But yeah, this is just kind of a video on promises that I'm keeping to myself in 2021. Let me know if you have any New Year's resolutions. I was gonna say revolutions, but that's not it. And or promises that you're keeping to yourself. Obviously it doesn't have to be crazy major ones, because we're all going through tough times right now. So please look after yourself, stay happy and healthy if you can. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. And please don't forget to follow any of my social media, because I'm more active on there, even though I just promised myself I'm gonna be less active on there. But I'm posting things all the time. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys. Bye bye.